Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. My name is Ebi Weyime, and today we are going to be talking about reasons why you should not have children. I know many of you on this channel are here because you're child free. Last time we talked about reasons why you should have children, and it seemed a few of the people were a bit upset because of the topic, and I'm wondering, aren't child-free people also supposed to listen to other people's opinions? I don't understand why we should only talk about why we should not have children, but never listen to the other side. Or what do you think? What do you think about that? Anyways, today we're talking about reasons why you should not have children. And I'd also like to hear some of your reasons in the comment section. Let's go for a ride as we listen to this.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids.
So basically, I would love my kids, but I would not love my life as a mom. And that has nothing to do with the partner or the guy that you choose to procreate with, but just for who I am as a person. I know my bandwidth. Okay? I'm an introvert who needs a lot of downtime. A lot. Like if I go out one weekend, I'm not socializing until maybe 2 weekends after that. Right? And being a parent, that's a full-time job, and it doesn't just end at 18 years. It can just, carry on if you want to be, in my opinion, there for your kids through everything. So it's just like, no, I think I would just be stretched too thin. Like maintaining different friendships, a social life, a full-time job, and hopefully a relationship at some point, a healthy one. That takes time and energy to make sure that all those relationships are good, that I don't have the time after a long day at work to be coming home to a mess because kids are kids, or to be coming home and doing homework. Like, I just don't. I would love my kid down, okay, unconditionally, but I wouldn't love my life, okay? And you can't just stop being a mom. I see that as a job that requires so much effort and energy. It's one of the most rewarding jobs, but often you're not rewarded in kind for the amount of effort that you do. That's the whole point. Now my light turning off, ghetto. But that's the whole point. You're supposed to be selfless. You're not doing it to get something back. And I just feel like I would be giving so much, and I just don't have that bandwidth to give.
Boy.
You think you have kids?
I'm not having kids.
What you mean you're not having kids?
I'm not having kids.
That's what you was born here to do.
No, I'm not.
Why would you not want to have kids?
Why would I?
Well, I'm asking you.
I want to have kids. I don't see any benefit.
For giving somebody life?
You have a kid and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
That's okay.
I'm a professional kid haver, and these are some reasons that I think you shouldn't have kids. Number one, you shouldn't have kids if you don't like kids. You might be thinking, wow, that's pretty obvious, but based on the amount of parents that I've met who have multiple children and literally just don't like them, I guess this is groundbreaking. Number two, don't have kids if you love babies only. Babies only last for a year, and after that, you have to take care of them as a toddler, as a kid, as a teenager, as an adult. Like, this is for life. It's not just a baby. Lastly, I don't think you should have kids if you're asking what's in it for you and what the benefits of having a kid are. It's not about you. I think people get confused because when you're pregnant with your first baby, everyone's so excited for you. You have the baby shower, everything's all about you, but it's never about you. I don't know if that's blunt, but the point of having a baby isn't to benefit you. It's quite literally to benefit the child. I feel like if you're asking what's in it for you, I just feel like you're missing the point. I
don't really see the benefit of having children. And I know that makes me sound very selfish.
No, it doesn't.
But I personally feel like it's a very selfless act to have kids. And I think a lot of people have kids for selfish reasons, actually. I think they have them because they don't want to be alone. I think they have them because they want something to always love them. I think they want to see themselves in another person. They want something for themselves, whereas I think if you are going to be a good parent, you have to be selfless and know that you are literally giving up your life to now take care of another human
and you don't
raise
think you want
them.
that?
The older I get, I kept thinking maybe I'll change my mind, and maybe I will change my mind.
When you meet the right person.
Maybe,
yeah.
But even then, I just feel like I can't imagine being woken up in the morning to screaming toddlers, to grumpy teenagers, and this is gonna make me sound really bad, to going to soccer games and traveling for tournaments.
Everything's
and
for somebody else.
School meetings, and it makes me sound really, really selfish, but I would rather just spend my life worrying about me and my significant other, and yes, I do see that there are certain perks, right? If I don't have kids, maybe I'll never know that love or have that bond or that relationship, and my mom and I now are super close. It's like we wouldn't have that, and who will I have when I'm older? But I just really don't see it that way, and I don't know if it's worth putting myself through that. And a lot of the time too, I feel like people that have kids, it almost sounds like they're trying to convince you that they like it.
You have to do it.
Like that they're happy.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids. You don't owe anybody an explanation.
It's illogical. When I break it down with all of the invisible labor, the cost, the risk that every pregnancy is life-threatening, that child rearing, the day-to-day is not something that I want to do, and it's not something that's valued by society, it is illogical. Combined with all the studies that have been done showing that child-free women and child-free couples are happier, especially in the US where I live, it is just illogical. And whenever I talk to someone about this, they do make a lot of emotional arguments, but what I see more often than not is people just kind of doing this on autopilot because it's what they're supposed to do and it's what everyone around them is doing. And I think I honestly think I've given more thought to this than most people. And I think that's why I've come to the conclusion that I'm definitely not having kids and I'm gonna be child free. And I went so far as to get sterilized and get my tubes removed. So yeah, it's illogical. And I don't live my life on autopilot in any other facet. So I'm certainly not gonna do that when it comes to bringing another person into this world, almost against their will, because it's only up to me. It's at my discretion. So yeah.
So I did a list yesterday and today I've decided to do another list. And this is the list of why I don't mind being the cool auntie with no kids. Even though everybody gets onto me and says I have to have kids, I don't have to do shit. That's number one. Thank you. Cool. So I would like to put in a disclaimer that it would be nice. I'm not going to say I would love to, because I know, I'm not going to lie to you guys in it. I wouldn't love to, I don't think about it. It would be nice to have some children. If not, then I'm sure I'll be fine. Anyways, cool. So my first thing on the list is being attached to somebody for life. The thought of that scares the hell out of me, because I feel like if this person is not the person that they were when I decided to have the child, and now I have to be around them all the time, I'm gonna get mad. I'm somebody, I like to quit things. Like every relationship I've ever been in, I don't talk to my exes, no contact. I am somebody, if you disrespect me, I need to be able to disappear without trace, never to be seen again. I can't do that with a child, okay? So that really upsets me. Number two, all the stories I've heard, they just make pregnancy, motherhood sound like suffering. I don't like suffering. I don't want to, I know there's good parts, but it's most of the things I hear is just people just complaining and just life is hard. I don't need life to be hard. Life isn't hard for me right now. Why would I go and put myself in a position to make life hard? I don't like it. Number 3, I'm selfish. I like being alone. I get into moods sometimes where I literally don't want to speak to people. Like on Monday, I call them silent days. It's so mad, but I literally have days where I don't want to talk. I'm not upset. I need my brain to refresh. So I can't be hearing mommy, mommy, because how am I supposed to tell a 3-year-old that I'm having a silent day? I can't ignore a child, so I'd rather not. Number 4, if it's not 50-50, it's going to be 100. So basically what I'm saying to you is, at the crux of it all, at the end of the day, all I care about is that you're a father to your child. I don't actually care if you want to stay with me or not, because people change their minds. That's up to you, babes. Like, just let me know. Don't cheat on me. That'll be nice. But all I care about is that you're actually a father to your child, that we actually go 50-50 should we decide to go our separate ways, that you will actually father your, sorry, my tongue is in, that you will father your child. Because if you're not going to go 50-50, I might get a lot of heat for saying this, but I will drop that child outside your door and I will go backpacking for 6 months. One thing about me, I deserve to rest, and I think mothers deserve to rest, and society has put it on us that women can't leave their kids ever, like they always have to be there. I find that weird. Number 4 or number 5, whatever it is, at this point I'm over it. Having a child with somebody who I constantly have to like say thank you to, I find that weird. And let me explain myself. Society's always thanking dads for things that are normal. Like, I've seen like people stay with their kids, like when the mums like go on holiday and look after their kids, people are like, you're such a good dad. I'm not thanking you for doing shit you're supposed to be doing. This is your child. Stay at home and feed the child. Like, you should have to do that. The same way I'm a mum and I have to do it, so should you. So I don't want to have to be in the habit of saying thanks for babysitting your own child. I'm gonna get mad. And lastly, but bad days for me seem like they will just get worse if there's a child. I'm so sorry. Imagine getting fired from work and I've lost my source of income and I come home and the child's put a fork through the TV. I just can't. I don't see myself having a bad day. I can understand the joy of like having a bad day and hearing, mommy, I love you, you're so pretty, but they're not that nice all the time. Some of them will be like, mommy, your forehead's so big, like, and you're already having a bad day. I genuinely don't have the time for that. So that's me. I'm not sorry, guys. I'm not doing it.
Thank you so very much for hanging out with me today, and please let me know in the comment section, why do you not want to have children? Why have you decided to be child-free? For me, I am child-free simply because I don't want the responsibility. I just feel like having children is too much of a responsibility, and I am too big of a responsibility to myself as it is. Now imagine having a child. Ugh. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. It really helps with the algorithms and all that good stuff. Also, let me know what kind of videos would you like to see, which other topics would you like me to highlight. It would really be great to hear from you. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.